but I admire Mr. Beast, who unapologetically says like the number is all that matters. Like basically the number shows, like the number of views you get shows like how much I don't know, joy you brought to people's lives. Because if they watched the thing, they kept watching the thing, they didn't tune out, that means they loved it. You brought value to their life, you brought enjoyment, and I'm going to bring the maximum amount of enjoyment to the maximum number of people, and I'm going to do the most epic videos and all that kind of stuff. So I admire that when you're so unapologetically into the numbers.
Yeah, he's sort of, it's interesting. He's like, gosh, we're getting way too in the weeds. Is this I don't know. I'm like constantly self-monitoring about like what topics we're on. But if we can, Mr. Beast is so interesting because he's almost done what, have you ever seen Moneyball?
Yes.
It's the story of how someone brought statistics to baseball, and it revolutionized everything. He's Moneyballed YouTube.
Yeah.
He took statistics to YouTube and it changed everything. And everybody now, so many people are playing catch up. I think it would be interesting in a few years to see how he develops. And now that he's like kind of revolutionized like the data side of things, how he then approaches future videos. Because there's a point at which you've optimized, but optimizing for short-term video performance is not the same as optimizing for long-term viewer happiness.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? Assuming the YouTube algorithm does not perfectly already do it for you, which it doesn't, but they're trying to obviously do that, optimize for long-term happiness,
and also optimizing for long-term creative growth.
Sure.
I think the thing that people don't, I mean, maybe I don't know enough about Jimmy, but like, to me, the thing that seems to be special about him isn't the Moneyball aspect. That's really important. It's like taking the data seriously. But to me, is the part of the idea generation, the constant brainstorming and coming up with videos. So it's nice to connect the idea generation with the data, but like how many people, when they create on YouTube and other platforms, really generate a huge amount of ideas, like constantly brainstorm. At least for me, I don't think I go so many steps ahead in my thinking. I don't like try to come up with all possible conversations. I don't come up with all possible videos I can make.
But you can't. So the one mistake to make is to map Jimmy's philosophy onto every genre, because not every genre fits that model. Your model is not an idea-centric model. It's a people-centric model. And so you like, if you were in the business of creating just mass entertainment for the sake of mass entertainment, you might focus on, okay, the reason going idea focused instead of person focused is such a revolutionary idea in some senses is because ideas can be more broadly appealing than any single human can be. Mm-hmm. But you're not going for that. You're going for a podcast interview. And I think for you, the goal should always be how deep can you get with interesting guests and like finding the most interesting guest, which is a different probably set of skills.
Well put, really well put. But I think the right mapping there is finding the most interesting guest.
Yeah.
And I think I don't do enough work on that. So for example, I try to be, something I do prioritize is talking to people that nobody's talked to before. So because it's like I kind of see myself as not a good, like I know a lot of people that are much better than me. I really admire. I think Joe Rogan is still the GOAT. He's just an incredible conversationalist. So it's like, all right, who is somebody Joe's not going to talk to? Either he's not interested or it's not going to happen. Like I want to talk to that person. I want to reveal the interesting aspect of that person, and I think I should do a Mr. Beast style rigor in searching for interesting people.
And you should probably find people to help you search.
Sure. So he does that. But if we're being honest, he does that, of course, with other folks, but he's the main engine.
Yeah. You need like sort of like a pre-filter, you're the final filter. Because your problem is you're only able to think of humans that you've thought of before or been exposed to, and most of the world you've never been exposed to. So you need people to like pre-filter and go, okay, these guys are just interesting humans. Lex has never heard of them. And then you sort of take a batch of like 100 people and you go, who seems the most interesting for me?
Yeah. But by the way, on that topic, we're weeds into weeds. I've almost done. I'm building up. I programmed this guest recommendation thing where I want to
nice.
get suggestions from other people because I really want to find people that nobody knows.
Yeah.
This is the tricky thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're not famous, but the idea is there's probably fascinating humans out there that nobody knows.
Correct.
That I want to find those, and I believe in the crowdsourcing aspect will raise them. And now, of course, the top 100 will be crypto scams. No, but yes. So, like, I have to make sure that these kinds of swarms of humans that recommend, I can filter through, and there's whole kinds of systems for that. But I want to find the fascinating people out there that nobody's ever heard from. And from a programmer perspective, I thought surely I could do that by just building the system.
Yeah, that's how programmers always think. They'll just automate a system to do it.
Well, that's the Jimmy Moneyball, right? Like looking at the data.
Yep. Weeds on weeds.
How do we get to Mr. Beast exactly?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Save the Kids. Influencer.
Influence, that's probably.
Yeah. Let me.
Oh,